Michigan Replay with Bo Schembechler and Larry Adderley. Brought to you by General Motors Corporation and its Pontiac and GM parts divisions. And by the General Tire and Rubber Company. Welcome to Michigan Replay for another season. It is a brand new football season, and I would like to say same old story because the seasons have been good at Michigan, but you don't know these days. And with what happened on Saturday, and I refer to Notre Dame being not only beaten but shut out at home in South Bend, what kind of a year is it going to be?
Oh, I don't know. I'm nervous, Larry. I'm nervous. I think it's going to be the kind of a season that may be the most exciting college football has had in a long time. The reason being that this is the first year that we've had the complete 95 grant program, so there are a lot of good teams throughout the country, probably no superpowers that are unbeatable, and we'll end up the year with probably no undefeated teams.
It seems like such a subtle difference, the fact that you don't have 120, say, scholarship grants, and you don't have 120 athletes, you just have 95. But there are that many good athletes being spread around now that makes that much difference?
I think it's true, because not so much in the Big Ten, but in the other conferences where they were taking, let's say, 45 players a year and having an opportunity to redshirt or have 50 players as many as they wanted, some squads were up to 150. And so by them not having an opportunity to take so many players, there are more players available to other teams.
And every year they had experienced players with that redshirt rule. They had a guy who hadn't played the year before, but he knew the whole system.
That was particularly true in the offensive line, Larry, where, you know, you need the extra experience if you can get it.
Well, what kind of a team is Michigan going to be?
Good, I hope. I think we have some excellent seniors coming back. I think we're going to have an offense that can move the football.
This is the year you turn Rick Leach loose and the air is filled with footballs.
I think Rick Leach is playing as great a football as I've ever seen him play. And this is before the season starts, and I would say that right now he's playing as well as any quarterback I've ever had. He's throwing well, he's in command of the offense, he reads defenses exceptionally well, and we're really pleased with him so far.
You've got a backfield coming back that's intact for the last 4 years, pretty much, with an occasional injury here and there.
Well, that's true. Huckabee will be a 4-year letterman, as well as Russell Davis. And all three of those fellas have had a great early fall. In our two-a-day practices, they never missed a practice. They just had an excellent fall. So we feel real confident offensively we're going to move the ball.
And last year, your pride and joy was that offensive line, and a lot of those people are gone.
True, and we've had a little problem with injuries so far this fall, although none of the caliber of losing a defect for the season as we did last year.
You got him back.
Bill's back, and he played real well this fall. He had no problems with his previous injuries. I think our line is going to be pretty good. We did lose John Powers with a knee. He's been out for a couple of weeks, but I don't know whether he'll play in the opener, but he'll be back shortly. John Giesler has a great toe injury. Well, in artificial turf, that happens sometimes. You know, he stubbed his toe, and it gets black and blue, and you can't run off of it and drive off it. So he's been out for a week or so. If we get those two back, I think our offensive line will be in good shape.
Defense, the hallmark of your teams ever since you've been coaching, for that matter. What about this year's Michigan defense?
Larry, that's the key to our success, is how well our defense plays. You cannot win in this league, or I suppose in any league, if you don't have a great defense. And our greatest concern is in our defensive secondary, where we lost 3 of our starters from last year, and both of our outside linebackers. That's the key to our success, is how well we replace those people and how well they play. I think the interior of the line, the tackles with Kirk Greer and Chris Godfrey back, and Dale Kites, and people like that, along with Jerry Meter and Ron Simpkins, and I think inside we could be pretty strong.
But there is a bit of a problem there in that you do not have as many people to choose from to replace those missing starters.
Well, the depth, particularly in the secondary, is non-existent. I mean, we just haven't been able to develop a good second backfield. Little things come up. We lose a guy for several days, and it just hasn't come along like we would like. And that's our greatest concern right now.
A little suspense to keep us hanging on to the end of the season. All right. There you have a bit of a look at this year's team. We'll see more of it, of course, as the weeks go by here on Michigan Replay. And two-a-days, something Bo just mentioned. Two-a-days, something we'll talk about when we come back in a moment.